Hello, this is Sam Dunham with Plastic Pallet Pros, and this is your tip of the day. Today we're going to talk about realistic expectations. Now, if you look at this picture here of these two guys, it's pretty clear this isn't going to end well. It's really important for us to have realistic expectations. Now, today we're going to talk about those expectations in regards to plastic pallets and what is the typical causes of damage. So, something to think about here. The average forklift weighs 9,000 pounds. That's 3 times the weight of the average car. Average plastic pallet might weigh 25 pounds. So 9,000 pound forklift and steel forks versus a 25 pound plastic pallet. I think we know who's gonna win that one, right? So let's talk about what are the common causes. So these are some things that I've seen that I just thought I would point out as common reasons that plastic pallets get damaged. Tilted forks. So if those forks are going in and they're tilted all the way up into the pallet, it's far more likely to be hitting that top deck of the pallet, which is going to cause damage. Also, as the forks continue in through the opening, they may strike the top of the pallet, or if they're tilted too low, they're going to hit the bottom deck. Common cause of damage that I've seen, and this is not just plastic, this is wood pallets. Turning too early. Really important that that forklift is able to make that complete turn before entering the pallet. If they go in at an angle and then try to turn, it's very likely going to hit that middle foot or runner in a wood pallet before they complete making that turn, or even the outer leg, and it's going to cause damage if it does that. Driver training, value of the pallet. It's so important that the driver sees value in the pallet. If the driver doesn't view that pallet as something of value, as an asset to the company, then they're going to treat it accordingly. And I see that all the time. It's treated as a throwaway product so often. Whether it's a wood pallet or a plastic pallet, you don't want that. It is a resource, it's something you paid for, and it's something you want to get good use out of, right? Pallet storage and placement. Just like in order to make that turn, you've got to have those pallets stored in a place that the forklift can access them correctly. Secondly, you don't want them being hit by forklifts or product moving through the warehouse. So placing them in a way, stacking them straight, having them positioned in a way that a forklift can access that pallet without causing damage is also really important. Wrong fork length or position. This is really important too, and I've seen it over and over again, where the forks are too short, or perhaps it's not stacked straight, and that pallet or that fork is not completely entered into the pallet, or it's too short. So what happens when they lift it up, the forks, when they tilt, they're striking that pallet in the wrong location as it comes up. And that I've seen in wood pallets where it's toward the whole top deck right off of a pallet. It's not an uncommon situation. So making sure the driver is trained to access it completely, and also making sure you've got the right equipment to access that pallet. That's really important. Pallets carried too low. If you're moving with product on that pallet and it's too close to the ground, you're far more likely to strike something, to hit something, to catch on something, whether it be a dock door, whether it be a lip in between areas of your warehouse or storage. If that happens, you've got a 9,000 pound forklift pushing that load, that pallet's going to lose that battle every single time. So that's going to cause damage. And lastly, overloading the pallet. Knowing the capacity of your pallet, static and dynamic weight capabilities of that pallet. It's really important to use that pallet within the range of its capabilities. If you ask too much of it, if you put too much weight on it, there's a higher chance that it will fail or cause damage to the pallet. Now, that's not only a risk to the pallet as far as that goes and that asset, but it's also a risk to your employees, and safety is really important. So making sure that you're staying within the proper range and using the right pallet for your application. That's where Plastic Pallet Pros comes in. We're going to help make sure that you've got the right product for your application. So just kind of back to realistic expectations. It's really important with pallets, as with anything else, we have realistic expectations. 9,000 pound forklift, 25 pound pallet, steel forks are going to win. Want to provide some tips to help you get the most use out of your pallets. Please give us a call anytime. We'd be happy to help. Thanks.